Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on an Inflight vintage Trans World Airlines Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft and their last livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Easy Toys and their website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular vintage aircraft model, please allow me to share some information about the history of TWA or Trans World Airlines and how they actually came about. TWA or Trans World Airlines was an American-based airline that was actually founded sometime in July 1925 as Western Air Express and commenced operations the very next year on April 17, 1926, as it began operating a transcontinental route from New York to Los Angeles via St. Louis and Kansas City, Missouri, respectively. Along with American Airlines, United Airlines, as well as Eastern, TWA was one of the big four domestic airlines in the United States of America that was actually formed by the Spoils Conference of 1930. Then on July 16, 1930, came the forced merger of Transcontinental Air Transport, TAT, and Western Air Express to form Transcontinental Western Air, T&WA. The T&WA name, however, would stick with Transcontinental Western Air as TWA. Then fast forward to February 5th, 1946. That's when TWA officially began transatlantic service using DC-4s and the elegant Lockheed Constellation Connie, and soon thereafter, its name was changed to the Trans World Airline, whereas TWA's first international flight destination was dubbed the Star of Paris when a TWA Lockheed Constellation flew from New York's LaGuardia Airport in East Elmhurst, Queens, New York, to Paris Orly Airport in Paris, France, via Gander and Shannon, Ireland on February 5, 1946. Then was followed with more inaugural flights to Rome, Italy, Athens, Greece, Cairo, Egypt, Lisbon, Portugal, and Madrid, Spain, which began during the spring of 1946. Then was followed by Bombay, which is known today as Mumbai, India, in January 1947, Ceylon in February 1953, London Heathrow in 1954, Manila, Philippines in January 1958, Bangkok, Thailand in 1961, then re-extended service to Hong Kong via Bangkok, Thailand in 1966. Then in 1969, TWA opened the Trans-Pacific Link to complete the round-the-world network that lasted until 1975. TWA also assisted in the startup of three major airline carriers that are still currently in operation today: Saudi Arabian Airlines, now rebranded as Saudi Airlines, Ethiopian Airlines, and the currently established German national airline carrier that is currently known to the world today as Lufthansa, as airlines from around the world sent their pilots to TWA for actual training, as the training facility was actually located here in Kansas City, Missouri. Then fast forward to May 17, 1950, and that's when the airline officially changed its name from Transcontinental Western Air, aka TWA, to what became known to the world as Trans World Airlines, as the carrier continued to operate under this name for approximately 51 years until January 2001. And that's when TWA eventually filed for bankruptcy for the third and final time within 10 years, as the airline was eventually acquired by American Airlines on December 1st, 2001, and TWA officially ceased operations after 76 years of great service and innovation to the airline industry, as this airline will go down as one of the greatest airlines in the history of aviation in the 20th century. And prior to the acquisition merger with American Airlines in 2001, Trans World Airlines was one of the major flag carrier airlines of the United States of America, whereas the corporate headquarters of Trans World Airlines were located in New York City from 1930 to 1931, Kansas City, Missouri from 1931 to 1964, back to New York City from 1964 to 1987, Mount Kisco, New York from 1987 to 1992, St. Louis, Missouri from 1992 to 2001, and finally Fort Worth, Texas, April 2001 to December 2001, after the acquisition merger of American Airlines and TWA officially took place. Whereas the main operational hubs of Trans World Airlines were located on the grounds of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, located in Atlanta, Georgia, John F. Kennedy International Airport, located in Jamaica, Queens, New York, Luis Munoz Marin International Airport located in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Pittsburgh International Airport located in the Pittsburgh suburb of Findlay Township in Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Stapleton International Airport located in the Denver suburb of Central Park, Colorado. And St. Louis Lambert International Airport located in St. Louis, Missouri. And the focus city hubs of Trans World Airlines were located at Boston Logan International Airport, located in the Boston suburb of Winthrop, Massachusetts. Kansas City International Airport, located in Kansas City, Missouri. Los Angeles International Airport, located in Los Angeles, California. And Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, located in Paris, France. Prior to the acquisition merger with American Airlines in 2001, TWA, or Trans World Airlines, previously flew to 132 destinations in 37 countries across Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, Europe, and North America, with an operating fleet of 190 aircraft that included 22 Boeing 767s, in which 12 of those were the Boeing 767-300 variant, and the remaining 10 were the Boeing 767-300ER extended range variant, including this one here, with no unfulfilled orders pending on neither aircraft types, as these aircraft, along with the rest of TWA's fleet, were eventually transferred over to American Airlines after the acquisition merger between American Airlines and TWA that officially took place on December 1st, 2001. TWA, or Trans World Airlines, previously operated as a certified 3-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine. And prior to the acquisition merger between the two airlines that took place in 2001, the Boeing customer code for TWA, or Trans World Airlines, on this particular aircraft was actually 31. But after this aircraft was eventually transferred over to and integrated into the American Airlines fleet on December 2nd, 2001, the Boeing customer code for American Airlines on this particular aircraft was 23. All right, everyone. Let's take a look at the front of the box here. And what you see at the top is the aircraft type, the TWA titles, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the Inflight 200 decal logo, the next generation of 1/200 scale diecast aircraft models information, as well as the item number information you see at the front of the box. All right, now you're looking at the back of the box, and what you're looking at is the Inflight 200 decal logo, the Boeing official licensed product decal, and then there's an app. Inflight now has an app you can download, and you can check out the future models that's coming down the pike, as well as the warning information, as well as the scan barcode you see there as well. All right, now you're looking at the top of the box, and what you're looking at is the aircraft type, the TWA billboard title, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the 1/200 scale, the website address, the in-flight models, the item number, as well as the Inflight 200 decal logo you see at the top of the box. All right, now you're looking at the bottom of the box. It's pretty much the same information at the top of the box I just showed you earlier on, okay? All right, now looking at the actual model stand that came with the model. It's pretty metal and sturdy, you see there. And then at the bottom of the model stand, you see the nice little customized plaque here. And inside that plaque is the TWA title, the aircraft type, as well as the model scale information inside that customized plaque. And then you come up this way, you see this thick black padding right here. The sole purpose of that black padding, everyone, is that pad not only protects your model, it also prevents from being damaged or scratched when you put your aircraft model into a particular model stand. All right, now you're looking at this plastic bag, and what you see inside this plastic bag are the actual gear replacement doors, featuring the two little toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of TWA and how they actually came about, with all the details here at the front of the box, plus the little information at the back of the box, plus the actual model stand that came with the model, plus the gear replacement doors inside that plastic bag, featuring the two little toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. And with no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model out of the packaging box. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The in-flight vintage Trans World Airlines Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft and their last livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. All right, allow me to share you some information about the livery scheme you see on this particular aircraft you see here. This was actually the very last livery scheme of Trans World Airlines, or TWA. in which this particular livery scheme was actually called the Globe Livery Scheme. The Globe Livery Scheme, sorry about that, as this updated revised livery scheme was unveiled sometime in October 1995, shortly after the airline emerged from bankruptcy protection, eventually replacing the carrier's previous iconic dual-stripe livery scheme that TWA sported for 16 years from 1979 up until 1995. As the carrier's then updated revised livery scheme makeover look also featured the added colors of white, black, gold, red, as well as dark blue, that also featured a unique Golden Globe logo that's also displayed on the front of the fuselage, along with the acronym initials of Transworld Airlines, TWA, which can also be visibly seen on the tailfin of the aircraft, as this updated revised livery scheme officially became the airline's signature trademark livery look, as Transworld Airlines, or TWA, sported this livery scheme look for approximately 6 years, from October 1995 up until December 1st, 2001, when the airline officially merged and integrated with Fort Worth, Texas-based American Airlines. So, with all that information about this livery scheme, with no further ado, everyone, let's get down to business and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. Alright, we're going to start at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side. We're going to start at the front here. The front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear doors, the Peter 2 static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those details later on in the model review. And then you see the nice little red, gold, and dark blue cheek line that stretches all the way back to the rear of the fuselage as well. There. And then right underneath the gold cheek line is the actual number 16104, which is this little number you see right here. And that was the actual fleet number on this particular aircraft. And then looking at the Globe logo right above the black Transworld title right there, this Globe logo you see here. And this was an added logo that TWA, or Transworld Airlines, additionally added as part of their updated revised livery scheme when the airline's livery scheme was unveiled in October 1995, in which this particular logo was actually called the Globe logo. And the sole purpose of this logo is that this logo actually served as a symbolic indicator that TWA, or Transworld Airlines, still operated as a premier global airline carrier despite emerging from bankruptcy protection 2 months earlier in August 1995. And then you see the inboard landing lights right there, and then right here in the middle of the aircraft, looking at the outer landing bogey gears you see here, which include the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door. But more important, these nice looking massive engines here featuring the engine cones right there. And these are the Pratt & Whitney PW4060 turbofan type engines that were used on this particular TWA, or Transworld Airlines Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around. We're going to actually find out if the turbofan blades spin. Let's check it out and find out. Alright, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft, front of the engines here on the port side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strike / air deflectors there. And let's see if the fan blades spin. Yes, perfect. And then there's the inboard landing light, as well as the front visual view of the outer bogey gears here on the side of the aircraft that features the landing gear struts as well as the actual landing gear doors. Alright, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard / right side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strike / air deflectors right there as well. And then does the fan blade spin over here as well? Yes, they do. Look, yeah, they spin a little bit. Okay, fair enough. Then there's the inboard landing light, and then there's the front visual view of the outer landing bogey gears you see here, which include the landing gear struts as well as the actual landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here. As you can see here, you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radome nose cone, the front nose landing gear door right here, the landing gear lights inside of the front nose landing gear door, the landing gear struts, as well as the front visual view of the front nose landing gears. Alright, now you're looking at the edge of the wingtip on this side of the aircraft, featuring the red navigation light you see displayed there on the edge of that wingtip. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, and right in this dark blue area here, that is the AFT bolt bin door. And right above the red cheek line is the actual registration ship number. N634TW. Registration ship number N634TW. This particular aircraft was actually the fourth Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft that actually entered the TWA or Trans World Airlines fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on February 27, 1998, and was originally delivered to TWA or Trans World Airlines on March 10, 1998, and operated in the carrier's fleet for 3 years until this aircraft was eventually acquired by American Airlines after the merger acquisition between American Airlines and TWA took place on December 1st, 2001. Then this particular aircraft also operated in the American Airlines fleet from December 2nd, 2001 up until this aircraft was eventually withdrawn from their fleet and was leased out to Air China on August 1st, 2003, and also operated in their fleet for nearly 5.5 years until it was eventually withdrawn from their fleet. Then was leased out to Ukrainian-based but now defunct Aerosvit Airlines in January 2009, and also operated in their fleet for 3 years until it was withdrawn from their fleet, and finally was leased out to Tel Aviv, Israel-based El Al Israel Airlines in January 2012, and operated in their fleet for 7 years until it was eventually withdrawn from their fleet on February 28, 2019. Then this aircraft was eventually ferried to an aircraft storage facility that's located on the grounds of the Phoenix Goodyear Airport, which is located in the Phoenix suburb of Goodyear, Arizona, on April 29, 2019, where this aircraft remains currently stored up at as of May 2022, or at the time of this video review posting. Alright, now you're looking at the tail fin of the aircraft. It features the red, gold, and dark blue cheat lines you see there. And what you're also looking at is the TWA logo, which is displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft as well, which is this you see here. And the actual airline's acronym initials for TWA literally stood for Trans World Airlines. You didn't know. Now you know. And then you see the American flag decal at the top of the tail fin right here. And this flag decal represents the country where TWA or Trans World Airlines used to operate from as one of the major flag carrier airlines of the United States of America from 1925 up until the airline was eventually acquired by American Airlines on December 1st, 2001. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft. What you're looking at is the APU, auxiliary power unit exhaust hole, and there's an actual hole there, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Let's check it out. There it is, the vintage TWA Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft from the rear view angle. Awesome. Alright, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard / right side, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door. You see the fleet number right there, the Peter 2 static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the Trans World title right there, the globe logo, the front cargo container loading door, the inboard landing light, the Pratt & Whitney engines you see here, the side vision view of the landing bogey gears here on the side of the aircraft includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors, as well as the nice looking cheat lines of red, gold, and blue that stretches all the way back to the rear of the aircraft as well. Alright, now you're looking at the edge of the wing tip on the starboard / right side of the aircraft, featuring the green navigation light you see displayed on the edge of that wingtip. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here, and what you're looking at is the rear cargo container loading door, the registration ship number, as well as the TWA title right here on the tail fin of the aircraft, as well as the American flag you see displayed on the tail fin as well. Alright, before I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in its entirety and full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. So I'm going to show you that right now. Rolls pretty good. Front nose gear is a little issue though, but it's pretty good holding up. And then it tilts, and the front nose gear you see there as well. There, and there. So with no further ado, everyone, let's check this aircraft model out from the aerial bird's eye view. Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. So we're going to start at the front of the aircraft where you see the radome nose cone. the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. Then you slide up this way. Top of the aircraft, you see the anti-collision beacon light, a high frequency antenna. Then you see the airline's famous globe logo. Then you see the Transworld titles on both sides. And then you see the ADF antennas, that is. Sorry about that. Another high frequency antenna, and then there's the vertical stabilizer known as the tailfin, as well as the horizontal stabilizer featured the two little dots right there, as well as there as well. Those little dots, everyone, are actually called illuminator lights, and the sole purpose of that illuminator lights is that it used to light up this tail here when it used to fly during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings and the engines from above. There's the engines right there, and then looking at the top of the wings with the wing walkway, as well as the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip you see there. Now let's check out over here. See the engines there, as well as the top of the wing feature the wing walkway, as well as the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing tip on this side of the aircraft as well. Now looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, we're going to start at the front there, where you see the radome nose cone, where it's mostly painted in dark blue, gold, and red. Then you come up this way, you see the crew escape hatch door. And then you're looking right here. That's the front nose landing gear door, as well as the front nose landing gear. And then you slide up this way. The anti-collision beacon light. The hole where the model stand goes in at. A high frequency antenna. Another high frequency antenna. The pressure relief valve. The tail skid bumper. The purpose of that tail skid bumper is to prevent the aircraft being damaged or scratched when it takes off or when it sends. And then there's the APU housing door, and then there's the horizontal stabilizer you see there. Now let's check out the gears right here. The prop, yeah, it tilts a little bit. Okay, stuck there, but it's okay. It tilted. There's the engines there, as well as the wings underneath. Includes the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing tip you see there. Now let's check out the gears over here. This one, yeah, that's pretty good. The engine's right there, as well as the wings underneath. Includes the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip on this side of the aircraft as well. Alright, since I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail in its entirety, now I'm going to put it on that nice little metal model stand over there you see right there that came with the model that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Let's check it out. Alright, finally got this model on stand, no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed in the takeoff land position with the model displayed on the stand. Now I'm going to let you check it out as it rotates in a clockwise rotation, starting with the port side you see here now. Tail cam angle of the aircraft. The starboard side of the aircraft. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft. And back to the port side of the aircraft. Alright, before I take this model off the stand, I got it at this angle for a reason, and the reason is the magnetic gears that actually came with this model. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off. Let's see what I'm talking about. Let's start with the front nose landing gear. That's magnetic. The outer bogey gear on the port side, that's magnetic, as well as the outer bogey gear on the starboard side. That's magnetic as well. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to let you see this model at a different angle in flight mode / gears up position with the model on stand without the gears. Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at this model in flight mode / gears up position with the model on the stand without the gears. As you see it being displayed. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model from this point on. If you choose to display it like that in flight mode / gears up position without the gears on the model, that's fine. Now you see these gear replacement doors inside this plastic bag I showed you earlier. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model. So you can substitute your gears while you display your model like this in flight mode / gears up position without the gears. Or you can do like I do, just keep the gears on there in the gear down position. Gears up, gear down, your choice. I choose to leave mine on there because it adds more value to the model. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears back on this model, take this model off the stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Alright, the seating configuration. The TWA or Trans World Airlines Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft seated 208 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Alright everyone, here is the breakdown from rows 1 to 5, which will be from here to about right here. You had 30 Trans World 1 first class seats in rows 16 to 43, which will be about from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 178 coach class seats, which brought the total 208 seats. And finally, and also prior to the merger acquisition with American Airlines in 2001, TWA or Trans World Airlines previously employed their Boeing 767-300ERs on routes to worldwide destinations from St. Louis, Missouri, to Honolulu, Hawaii, Kansas City, Missouri, London, Gatwick, Los Angeles, California, New York, JFK, Paris, Charles de Gaulle, and San Francisco, California, and from New York, JFK to Cairo, Egypt, Frankfurt, Germany, Lisbon, Portugal, Los Angeles, California, Milan, Malpensa, Paris, Charles de Gaulle, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, St. Louis, Missouri, and Tel Aviv, Israel. Those were the routes. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting it, if you can find it. This model sold out pretty quickly. Some places sold out in the pre-order phase. Some sold out shortly after. Inflight just announced they're going to do a 767-200 in this same aircraft. I will be getting that one as well. But if you can get your hands on this model, I highly recommend, because I've been waiting on this model for quite a long time. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. And above all, everyone, please stay safe out here. Peace.